Every morning before the sky turned bright, a strong ox named Ramu was already awake. He lived on a quiet farm and worked harder than anyone else. Ramu carried heavy sacks of grain, pulled carts through rough paths, and helped plow the fields from sunrise to sunset. He was big and powerful but also calm and kind. No matter how hard the work was, Ramu never complained. He simply kept going, doing his part without asking for anything more than basic care. The farmer, a man named Gopal, was kind at first. He gave Ramu fresh water, enough food, and allowed him to rest when the sun became too harsh. Ramu trusted him and worked even harder in return. But as time passed, things slowly began to change. The work increased but the care decreased. The water became less, the food smaller, and the rest almost disappeared. Still, Ramu stayed quiet and continued working without resistance. Soon Gopal's cousin Mohan came to stay on the farm. Mohan was impatient and rough. He saw Ramu not as a living being but as a tool. He tied ropes too tightly, loaded the cart beyond its limit, and forced Ramu to work without breaks. If Ramu slowed down even a little, Mohan would shout and hit him with a stick. The other animals on the farm noticed everything, but they stayed silent, afraid of facing the same treatment. Ramu felt the pain every day, but he did not react. Inside, he understood everything. He knew he was being treated unfairly, but he chose silence. Not because he was weak but because he was patient. At night, while others slept, Ramu stood quietly under the open sky. He looked around at the farm, at the fences holding everyone in, at the tired faces of the other animals. Something deep inside him began to change. Not anger, but a calm decision. One morning, the farmer and Mohan prepared for a big task. They needed Ramu to pull a very heavy cart filled with crops to the market. It was important work, and they expected Ramu to obey as always. But this time, Ramu was not standing in his usual place. He was near the wooden gate that kept all the animals inside. Gopal called out loudly, but Ramu did not move. Mohan walked closer, raising his stick to strike again. Before the stick could land, Ramu stepped forward. He lowered his head and pushed hard against the gate. The wood creaked, cracked, and then broke apart completely. The gate fell to the ground with a loud crash. In a moment, the goats, sheep, and other animals ran out into the open fields. They ran fast and far, tasting freedom for the first time. Gopal shouted in shock while Mohan ran after them, but it was too late. Ramu slowly turned toward Gopal. There was no anger in his eyes, no hate, only quiet understanding. He had given everything he had without asking for much, but even that had been taken away. Now he had chosen something different. Without making a sound, Ramu turned away and began to walk. His steps were steady, his head held high, and his path was clear. He walked away from the farm, away from the ropes, the shouting, and the pain. He did not look back even once. The road ahead was unknown, but it was his own. And that was enough. Ramu had not fought with anger or revenge. He had simply chosen to leave, to protect his peace and dignity. Remember this, not everyone who stays silent is weak. Some are simply patient and strong inside. But when their peace is broken again and again, they will not stay forever. If you take someone's kindness for granted, one day they may walk away.